The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Aaron Glenn will meet with Aaron Rodgers, and they'll talk about whether or not they're going to move forward together. Jay Glazer's reporting that, plus more insight into what Aaron Rodgers is thinking. We'll get to that and more. It's Aaron Glenn Introduction Day. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
Number one, we play with maximum effort. There's three elements of effort. Got burst, speed, and finish. If I don't see one of those, man, you're a traitor. Go play for somebody else. Win, lose, or draw. The one thing you're going to say about our defense, using the fight. That's an ass kicker.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quentin Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go on a day the Jets will introduce Aaron Glenn to the media alongside new Jets general manager Darren Muji. We're off and rolling here on a Monday. Championship Sundays in the books. Look, I didn't like having to root for the Chiefs, but we had no choice. Thank you to Kansas City for once again taking down Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills when it matters the most. In Jetland, today is a big day for the New York Jets. The press conference is at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And if you're watching before the press conference gets started, if you go on my Twitter right now, at Jake Asman, I am running a contest. Which Jets reporter asked the first question to Aaron Glenn? I was about to say Aaron Rodgers, but he won't be there. At least I don't think he will be. Which Jets reporter gets the first question to Glenn? If you guess right, I'll enter you in a random name generator for a chance to win an item from jakeasman.com. So follow me on Twitter at Jake Asman if you want in on our contest and tweet me your response there. Look, today's a big day for the Jets. You know Aaron Glenn's going to be asked about Aaron Rodgers specifically, but we're starting to get little breadcrumbs on where this could potentially be headed. And I've made no bones about it. I want Aaron Rodgers as the Jet quarterback in 2025. I think if you evaluate the options and you view Aaron Rodgers through the lens of him being a bridge quarterback, Rodgers on a restructured contract, which I believe he'd be open to, Rodgers gives this team the best chance to win games next year, which I believe should be the goal. You're not throwing away a season, year one of a new regime, not when there's existing talent on the current roster. So I believe Aaron Rodgers should be the Jet quarterback, and it sounds like Aaron Glenn is certainly open to that possibility. Got two cuts for you. First is Ian Rappaport yesterday on NFL Network, giving us the latest on Aaron Glenn and Aaron Rodgers. Take a listen.
Meanwhile, the New York Jets also hired a head coach, Aaron Glenn, one of their former superstars. He is now their head coach. They also have a quarterback decision. Aaron Rodgers has been very clear. The decision about whether he comes back will be up to the new head coach and the new general manager. Aaron Glenn, to my understanding, is open to it. Rodgers as well. Expect those conversations to ramp up, Rich, in the coming week.
Okay, so both sides open to it. Then, before the NFC Championship game yesterday, Jay Glazer, who once famously described Mike Francesa's male genitalia, I won't get into that, said this.
Aaron Glenn, we know he's the new head coach of the Jets. We don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Talked to Aaron Glenn this morning. He said, I plan to go meet with Aaron Rodgers, and we'll definitely come up with a decision much sooner than later. I don't want to drag this out.
Look, that's the right answer. You don't want to drag this out. I would caution everyone to not necessarily one way or another read too much into anything that Aaron Glenn says today when he's asked about it. Because ultimately, the Jets don't have a coaching staff yet, right? They don't have an offensive coordinator. You would think whoever the offensive coordinator is, that person's going to have an opinion on who the quarterback would be, have an evaluation on Aaron Rodgers versus the alternative options. There's also a financial aspect of all this. Like the Jets might want Aaron Rodgers back, but it has to be at a very specific price for them. I feel like it's going to be one of those things that whatever answer Glenn decides to give today, it's going to be along the lines of we're open to everything. Aaron Rodgers obviously is a Hall of Famer. I look forward to the opportunity of sitting down and talking with him, and we'll go from there. Like, that's probably going to be what Aaron Glenn says today publicly. But I do like the fact that we're not going to drag our feet here. Like, this is not, hey, you're begging, Aaron Rodgers to stay. Aaron, please don't retire. Like, I think the Jets would want Aaron back, but I don't think they're, desperate to get Aaron back. Like, they'll say, hey, what are you thinking? Do you want to play? And if you do want to play, here's what we could do to have you play for the Jets if you're going to play for the Jets. Or they might say, look, we understand you want to play. We're moving forward in a different direction, so we're going to release you. You don't want this to drag on. I think this will still take a couple weeks here, right? I don't think there's just going to be any quick decision that's made immediately. I could be wrong. I mean, I like the fact that Aaron Glenn says he wants a decision sooner than later. I always felt like the Combine would be a timeline for when this would get resolved, but maybe it's before then. The Combine's the last week in February. We're in the last week of January right now. Super Bowl is obviously in 2 weeks. I don't think you want this to drag because I do think you want to move forward. If you're Aaron Glenn trying to install, your system and, try and establish your culture, if you decided you're moving on from Aaron, the sooner you do it, the better. If you're moving on from Aaron. What I hope happens is after they meet, it goes well and Aaron Glenn realizes, hey, Aaron Rodgers could still play better than all our alternative options. I mean, Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Jet, if that was his last game, he threw 4 touchdowns and was moving well. He threw more touchdowns in that game on the move than any quarterback in any single game this past year. Like, think about that. That was the one thing with Rodgers we weren't sure if it was ever going to come back, his mobility. He still can move in the pocket. He's not what he once was, but I truly do think if you brought Aaron back with the right offensive system in place, you could win games next year if the defense gets fixed. You can win games. The Jets won 5 games this year. That's not just because Aaron Rodgers wasn't good. In fact, I think it's the opposite. How many games did the Jets have the lead in the fourth quarter where the defense blew it late? Or if they just had a league average kicking, the result of a game is different. And that's not to say, once again, that Rodgers is perfect and it's everyone but him. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be very fair here. If there were other options, if Rodgers, retired and the Jets have to move on, I'd say, okay, you deal with it. But the other options aren't great. And if the Jets weren't picking at number 7 and say they were picking at number 1 or 2, I'd say, well, you draft a quarterback, you're moving on. But that's not happening. So, what's the alternative if not Aaron Rodgers? That's my point. And look, if he says he's not taking a pay cut me, he's not going to do it, all right, then that's different. I don't think he's going to do that, though, because I don't see another spot for Aaron Rodgers. I think that's part of this, too. And look, I truly hope Woody Johnson was being real when he said previously to the New York Post that the new regime is going to decide Aaron Rodgers' fate. Decide his fate, I should say. Well, if that's true, then we're going to find out in the not-so-distant future if that is indeed the case. It should be the case. It shouldn't be a Woody Johnson decision. This decision should be made by Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, who have to be aligned with what they want to do. But we can't sit there and say that the Jets are better off if they move on from Aaron Rodgers and they go with Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields. There's no way. And once again, I think Aaron needs the Jets the same way the Jets, I believe, for 1 year need Aaron. Like, where's Aaron Rodgers going? That's an obvious landing spot for him. Pittsburgh, it's already been reported they're not doing it. San Fran, I know we like to say San Fran, but does anyone actually think the Niners would move on from Brock Purdy for a year of Aaron Rodgers? I don't. Like, it's easy to say Aaron's going to go elsewhere if he's not a Jet. I don't know. I feel like it's the Jets or retirement for Aaron. And I think if Aaron Glenn tells Aaron Rodgers, we want you back, there's a way to make this work where you have Aaron, you have Devontae, and to those saying, well, what about Garrett Wilson? I don't think they're going to lose Garrett Wilson. I don't think it's Rodgers versus Wilson. I don't believe that. I think Garrett Wilson's frustration is not necessarily Aaron Rodgers. I think his frustration is the lack of winning. I mean, Garrett Wilson lost how many games in his life before he became a Jet? Someone should look that up. It's probably less than 5 total. That's the frustrating angle in all this for Garrett. I don't think he's anti-Rodgers. He put up a career year for his standards. He had over 100 catches. He had 1,100 receiving yards. And I think what the Jets need to do is obviously figure out how to smooth things over with Garrett. And I think the way to do that, if you're Darren Muji, you want to get some love right away from the fan base, extend Garrett Wilson. Offer him an extension. But by keeping Aaron Rodgers, I believe you also keep Devontae Adams, which I think is a win for the Jets. Because if you move on from Rodgers, I think Devontae's gone. So then who's the wide receiver room? You have Garrett, and then what? I mean, are we going to take the receiver from Arizona, 7th overall, McMillan? You know, you're not keeping Allen Lazard. Malachi Corley couldn't get on the field. Xavier Gibson's just a guy. Who's playing wide receiver for the Jets? Are they going to sign a couple guys in free agency that likely stink? That's why I think if you keep Aaron and he takes a pay cut, it's going to be spun like, hey, that money's going to go to keep Devontae on a rework deal. So that's what I would do. Once again, Rodgers, maybe not what he once was, but I think he could still play with the right offensive system. And I've talked a lot about this on the show, too. I think one of the real crimes watching the 2024 Jets offense was their inability to run the football with any efficiency whatsoever. They need to get back to running the football and having more balance. This is not to say it's going to be like Rex Ryan in 2009. But this is to say that it will be like, I don't know, a modern offense where there's balance, where you're not asking a 41-year-old to throw 40-plus times a game. That's crazy. Run the football, set up play action, and that will help also keep Aaron Rodgers healthy for those concerned about his body holding up for another year. Less hits he'll take. You know, and the offensive line on paper is in place going into this offseason. They need more depth, obviously, but 4 of your 5 starters are under contract. You're going to get a full year of Olu Fashanu at left tackle. You have a really good left guard. The one thing Joe Douglas got right last offseason was John Simpson ended up being maybe the best signing he made. Your center is a rising star. Your right guard is another year removed from the Achilles injury he suffered. And I think AVT in a contract year will go out there and be a really good guard. He finished the year playing well. And I would personally re-sign Morgan Moses for another year. So I just think it's the best path for the Jets. Bring in a real O-line coach. Bring in a real run game coordinator. Maybe it's the same person. And your best chance of winning games is with Aaron Rodgers playing quarterback. And I think Aaron Glenn's going to want him back on certain terms. And I think Rodgers would be amenable to those terms. I really do. I wouldn't move on from the guy. I think it's easy to say, move on, fresh start, this or that. What does a fresh start really mean? How many times have the Jets had a quote-unquote fresh start and it doesn't work? Why? Because when you're having a fresh start, but your quarterback play is a joke, you're not going to win games. So to all those saying establish culture without Rodgers, how do you establish culture if you suck? Someone tell me teams that have great culture that also don't have a winning record that follows the great culture. You know what I mean? Like, we could talk about building the culture. You can't build the culture if you're not eventually winning games. And I think Aaron Glenn needs to win games early on in his tenure. I do. What's going to make Aaron Glenn feel different than other Jet coaches is if he could go out there and actually win games early in his tenure. The last two Jet coaches started 1-7 in Adam Gase, and then Robert Saleh went 4-13 in this first year. And those rosters aren't even comparable to the roster that Aaron Glenn is going to be inheriting. It's a way better team. So they should be trying to win games. Win as many games as you can. Like, the idea that you're going to punt on next year is crazy talk. No, you shouldn't. You should be trying to win as many games as you possibly can with the talent that does still exist on this football team. So I believe Aaron Rodgers gives you the best chance to do that, and especially if he's going to take a pay cut. I'm not really worried about the salary cap stuff. I'm not. The cap goes up every year. And Darren Muji comes from Denver, where Russell Wilson's dead cap hit was the highest ever in NFL history. And guess what? Denver just made the playoffs. And I think what you have to remember, too, for those concerned about the cap, is that the Jets, in theory, would have a rookie quarterback in 2026. Or if they draft someone this year that sits, say they take Jackson Dart at the end of the first round, they trade up. Or he's there in the second round. I'll use him as an example, but throw in whichever quarterback they take a chance on. Jalen Milroe, Kyle McCord, whoever. Right? Because I think that's part of this, too. If you bring Rodgers back, can you go out there and still add a quarterback to that room that is sitting and learning to go with Jordan Travis if he's going to be a part of this, which I have my doubts, but he's still technically on the team. So I ultimately hope that the plan would be you bring Aaron back, revised contract, which means you get Devontae. And if you're drafting someone, that then puts you in a spot where in 2026, when you are dealing with whatever dead cap there is left over from Aaron Rodgers, and we assume he's only playing 1 year, then you're not worried about the cap ramifications because your rookie quarterback is not going to cost you much on your cap, especially, by the way, if it ends up being a day 2 pick, right? So that, to me, is the best course of action for those like me, and I think many in the fan base who want to, I don't know, try and win games next year. Why are we punting on next season? How do people think you're going to get better quarterback play than what you saw from Aaron Rodgers? Have you watched the last decade of Jet football? It's not going to happen. Aaron can still play. He's not what he was, but that's okay. Justin Herbert and the Chargers were a 5-win team before Jim Harbaugh got there. Great coaching can mask a lot in the NFL. That's the comp for me. The Houston Texans were horrendous, picking 2nd overall before DeMeco Ryans got there. He shows up. They obviously hit on Stroud, and they've been in the playoffs the last 2 years. The Washington Commanders just played in the NFC title game. They had the 2nd overall pick in the draft last year. And no, Rodgers is not Jaden Daniels, but it goes to show you 1-year turnarounds in the NFL can happen if you get the coach right with good quarterback play. And I'm not even asking the Jets to, do what Washington did or do what the Texans did where they won a playoff game their first year. But we're really going to throw away next year. That, to me, is what you're doing if you move on from Aaron. Because, I'll try and get excited no matter what because you just never know going into any year. I don't see any scenario the Jets are a playoff team with a different quarterback. I really don't. Because we bring up Houston and we bring up Washington as examples of turnaround. Well, those teams had rookies they took in the top 2 that had historic rookie years. The Jets aren't in position to get any quarterback at number 7, it doesn't feel like. And I bring up the Chargers example Well, they had Justin Herbert already. So if you're telling me the Jets are going to move on from Rodgers and still be able to have like that turnaround type of season that those teams had, is there a recent example of that? I can't think of one. Which to me is another reason why the best path forward is one more year of Aaron Rodgers on a revised contract. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Today is the last day you could gift a membership to be a part of our raffle. Our grand prize is a signed Garrett Wilson jersey. Our second prize is a signed Joe Klecko jersey with the Hall of Fame inscription on the Klecko jersey right here. Also comes with an authentication patch. We also are giving away a signed head coach of the New York Jets, Aaron Glenn, trading card. We also are giving away a signed C.J. Mosley trading card. We also are giving away a signed jersey patch, Breece Hall trading card. And finally, a replica Joe Willie Namath Super Bowl III championship ring. So, if you want any of these prizes to be entered in the raffle, you could gift a membership. And for every membership you gift, you have that many raffle entries in the dance. Or send in a $20 super chat, and that counts for 5 raffle entries for the Asmaniac raffle. Raffle number 13 will be tomorrow on one of the shows. So stay tuned for more information on that. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. A View starts us off. The Jets need to loot an O-line coach from the Eagles. Whoever is the assistant line coach, the Eagles have one of the best O-lines in the league. Every year they have that. Every year. Mekhi Becton's headed to the Super Bowl. J-Boy writes in, Rodgers means balls overthrown and in the dirt, followed by blaming the guy for not catching it. For Rodgers to work, the O-line better be perfect. Do you remember watching what Zach Wilson was? Are you kidding me? You just saw 28 touchdowns this year, J-Boy. Rodgers means overthrown and in the dirt. I think you're confusing the wrong guy. I mean, is this really a real comment? I mean, get a clue, man. We'll see you later.
Just shut the fuck up. I did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, so shut the fuck up.
Come on, man. Every quarterback is going to miss some throws, but, like, we're going to pretend like if you bring Rodgers back, that means you're going to have overthrown balls and balls in the dirt. Go look at Rodgers' stats versus Patrick Mahomes in the regular season or Josh Allen. I mean, Rodgers had a better year than C.J. Stroud. He had a better year than a lot of quarterbacks. And look, the stats aren't obviously the end-all, be-all, but it adds context that it's not just the quarterback. You also need coaching. Like, Rodgers in his heyday could overcome anything. But that's not the case anymore. He's not that guy. That's okay. If you're once again, don't judge Aaron Rodgers through the lens of he's a 4-time MVP and that's the level of quarterback play you're going to get. Look at him through the lens of the options out there for the Jets, who gives them a better chance to win. He's a bridge quarterback. He's what Phillip Rivers was to the Colts the year they won 11 games when they brought him in. You don't think Rodgers could be 06 Chad Pennington? With Mangini coming in and becoming the man genius and winning 10 games and the Jets making the playoffs in a year no one thought they could? That's how I would try to look at it. Dante says, I was hoping for experience with GM and head coach, but I don't hate either hires. I just hope they both surround themselves with experience. Well, the coaching staff for Glenn is going to be paramount. I mean, it goes without saying. And the offensive coordinator hire is going to be arguably the biggest hire, most important hire the Jets make this offseason besides Aaron Glenn. So I agree with that. Look, I hate the fact, quite frankly, I'm disgusted by it, if I'm being honest with all of you, that it's 2 first-timers, but what choice do we have? You got to hope it works. Hopefully they hit on these guys. We'll find out. It could work. Ton of risk involved, but we'll see. They deserve the chance. Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. This comment here is from Suicidality. Let Rodgers go. He's not the future. Take the $49 million dead money hit and be done with it. Okay, he's not the future. Great. So what's your plan then? For all you people saying, just take the dead money hit. Me. Oh, what's your plan? Don't just tell me move on from Rodgers. Tell me what you want to do next year. Because I think I know what you want to do. Suicidality, or whatever the hell your name is. You want to see Roger Goodell stand up there at the podium in 2026 and say, with the 4th pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the New York Jets select. Because that's where this is headed. And forget, getting the number 1 or number 2 pick. That's not going to happen. You really think the Jets will be bad in a year? There's great quarterbacks coming out and they'll actually get one of them? Okay. I mean, come on now. Tell me what the plan is. You're going to say Justin Fields. Why would Justin Fields come here over staying with the Steelers? Sam Darnold, forget it. That's not happening. So tell me the option that's better than Aaron Rodgers on a revised contract. I would love to know. No one's telling you that Aaron Rodgers is great and he's going to lead the Jets to a Super Bowl. But for 1 year, does he not give this team the best chance to win? That's the kind of the point I'm trying to make. Like, I'm open to other ideas if you got a creative plan. I don't see the other options. Once again, if the Jets were picking 1st or 2nd, I'd say take the quarterback, move on from Rodgers, let Tyrod be the bridge until that quarterback is ready to play his rookie year, or maybe he sits the whole year. I don't believe they're getting a quarterback at 7. So tell me what the plan is. That's all I'm asking. If you're telling me the plan is tanking, then you're a moron. Sorry, I'm not mincing words here. You're a moron if your plan is to suck next year to get a quarterback, as if there's any guarantee that's going to work. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Let's get to some of your calls on the Gusbuster hotline. Let's say hello to Alec, who starts us off today. Hello, Alec. Alec, I can't hear you.
I gotta go because I'm at my apartment. Love you.
Jake, can you hear me now?
Love you too, Alec. We'll come back to you. You know what? I just heard him at the end there. Alec, are you there?
Yeah, man, my bad.
All right.
I was on the call with my lady, and I was like, hold on. I'm calling into Jake. Give me a second. All right, now I'm here.
Hey, before we continue, just real quick, a message from Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, congrats on the sex.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, love it. Love that energy. Thanks, Aaron. I hope you enjoy your retirement whenever that comes. The one thing I wanted to kind of get your brain on and pick your brain on, how much do you feel like this offensive coordinator job is really going to be dictated by Aaron Rodgers and whatever quarterbacks we have in the building currently? I know obviously we're planning for, post Rodgers or whoever we're going to bring in, but do you involve an Aaron Rodgers or any of that quarterback room? I know not as in those young guys are going to have say, but are you looking at them as if they should define any of this offensive coordinator situation, or are you really more trying to build a system that is going to be strong no matter who's in the place? Because I'm worried about us trying to specialize too much for Rodgers, fitting that in, trying to modernize the offense for him. But I don't really think that's the goal. Obviously, I think we should be future-proofing. But I just kind of want to see where you're standing on that. And then, obviously, before you hop into that, whoever gave me the membership, appreciate y'all. Love being an Asmaniac, so thank you guys for that. Love to be here. So thanks, Jake.
Hey, great questions. Look, I think the selling point on the OC is like, hey, you have Rodgers for a year, potentially, if you want that. And then I'm here for the long term, so your job is safe. Like, there's stability here. Because that's the thing, right? With a new coaching staff and new GM, anyone who takes the job knows they're going to have a couple of years of stability. Like, they're not going to make any quick changes right away. So that's the selling point for Aaron Glenn, that you're going to get to kind of be here, and we're going to draft a quarterback maybe this year, I'd be surprised if they didn't do it. If they don't do it this year, likely in the first round the following year, because that's going to be a need at that point. It's a need now, but you can't force it, but it's a better QB class. They say next year. I'm always careful with that because they said this year would be a good class. I love the revisionist history. It's not a great class. Remember, Quinn Ewers and the guy who looks like Sid from Ice Age, Carson Beck, they were going to be first-round picks at the beginning of this year. How'd that work? Jalen Milroe, same thing. Like, these things change, man. Guys don't have good years, whatever. Things happen. So I think the selling point to a new OC is, hey, you get Rodgers for a year if you want, or maybe they're moving on, and then it's like you're gonna be able to install your system, do it your way, and then you eventually get to be a part of the development of a rookie quarterback. And also, let's be real, if you're an OC who takes this job, you're on a path to being a head coach if you do a good job. Like defensive coaches that nail the OC hire, they end up losing their OC eventually. Mike Vrabel had to replace his offensive coordinator twice because they got head coaching jobs. Todd Bowles has now had to replace his offensive coordinator twice in the last 2 years because that job's become a kingmaker to becoming a head coach. And Dave Canales and Liam Cohen, the two examples that I'm referencing. So I think that's the selling point. It's like if you do a good job here, you're on a path to being a head coach. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Appreciate everyone tuning in here on Aaron Glenn Day. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji being introduced to the media today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be back after the press conference to react to what they had to say. I might experiment with going live during the press conference if I can figure out how to stream it on StreamYard, but that is a to be determined. So check the Discord if we figure that out. If not, we'll just go live right after it. Let's see. JT writes in with a super chat. Do you think we get any coordinators being revealed before the presser? I don't think so. Unless it gets reported in the next 2 hours, I don't think so. Bo with a super chat. I don't see how this team doesn't become more relevant in 2025. A great OC will absolutely solidify that for us. Keep the faith, Jets for life. I mean, I look at this team this year, and they're not that far away. I mean, how many times have the Jets had the lead in the fourth quarter and blow it? They set a franchise record in that. It's sad to say this stat, but I have to say it. When you lead the NFL on blown fourth quarter leads, it means you're good enough to get the lead in the fourth quarter anyway, and then you just get out-coached when it matters the most, out-executed. If Aaron Glenn's the guy that many of you think he is, and I hope he is, then why couldn't the Jets win some more of those games this upcoming year in theory, right? That's kind of my point. I just don't want to give up on next year. I feel like that's crazy talk. I don't understand that thought process. A-View says, if Rodgers was smart, he'd come back, announce it will be his last season. Rodgers deserves a retirement tour like Manning and Brady. Well, those guys didn't have retirement tours, though. Peyton Manning retired right after he won his second Super Bowl. Tom Brady retired and then came out of retirement. We didn't know. So I don't think that's the best example. You don't really see retirement tours in football. It's not like a thing. Sten says, I wanted Gruden or Vrabel, but my Jets brain tuber can't help but get hyped for Glenn. I have doubts about AR learning modern O. He's such an improviser. I think we make too much of this. I talked about this on the radio with Robbie Sabo last night. Like, Aaron Rodgers worked with a first-year coach in Green Bay in LaFleur, and they won 13 games that year. And then it was after that, they met that offseason, the story goes, and implemented some more of what Rodgers wanted and what LaFleur had, and then he was a back-to-back MVP winner the following 2 years. Like, if Aaron Rodgers comes back and it's under the agreed-upon, what's the phrasing I'm looking for this? If Glenn and Rodgers meet and Glenn says, look, I want you back, but the offense we want to run is this, and I need you to be all in and on board, and if you are, you're back. If not, we'll move on. If Rodgers agrees to that, then I think he should be the quarterback because I think Aaron Rodgers is still an average to above average quarterback, which Jet fans who want to move on from Aaron Rodgers, please tell me what your plan is. Tell me what the plan is. That's all I'm asking for. Look, what I'm going to do right now is bring on a guy who I think he's got a plan. He's got a plan to save the Jets. He's got a plan for the New York Jets to kick some ass. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Breaker 666 $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
New intro for the Beast. Hello, Beast.
OMGLOLMAFAO. Are you serious on that video? Oh my God. I know what we got to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to address my fourth pick. Captain Bill Parcells. He will take an example and he will make these boys men again. You know what he did in 97? He made an example. He said, hey, we're going to bring you here, but you're not going to sit on your ass around here. No. You're going to get up. You're going to get to work. You're going to sweat. You're going to fight for your check. And if you're injured, on the bench. Or if it's that bad, we'll get you onto the cart, off to the hospital. But here's the deal. 3 to 4 weeks, you stay off that damn field. If you give a sign, if you're okay, all right. But here's the deal. We're going to put the boot on you, and we're going to make sure you do not get injured again. We are not going to pay for many more injuries. How many times did we get banged up this past year? About 1,000? We were the most lapped team in the NFL. We had more penalties than every team on that roster. Are you serious? I'm sitting there shaking my head thinking, holy cow, how many mozzarella sticks can I go through? Can I go through 100 of these damn things, or what's the story?
Now, let me ask you, Beast. What's the most amount of mozzarella sticks you ever put down in one sitting?
How about maybe 50 the most.
Really?
But the thing is, I hate the way our boys are played. And to all the crybaby Rodgers haters on here, you all need hooked on phonics, and you need to go back to school and learn. Just remember these words: I'm the teacher, and you're the bitch. Now, how do you like those apples? Do you want them gold? Do you want them red? Or do you want them green? You pick your choice.
Now, Beast, can you give us a little side view of the hairdo, man? The ponytail looks tremendous today.
Well, I always stick to a nice Gillette shave. I keep it nice and even, like most Japanese stars would do. You know, good clean beard. But like I said to all my boys, no more fooling around. You're all going to get off your ass and you're going to do your part. You don't want to be here? Here's what we'll tell you. Pink slip, out. You don't want to be here? Out. Oh, Quentin Williams, I got something for you. You're fired! You suck! And nothing else to it. Oh, did you see that video that I got there, Jake? That Jets video? I paid $15 for that offline. And I'll tell you something. This year, no fooling around. Any crying, any whining, any bitching, pissing, moaning, and scruffling, you're out. You're out of here. We're not playing that this year.
Let's see that ponytail. Let's see it. Give us a spinner right there. It is. Oh, yeah.
That's class, baby. That's something that these pansies don't have. You know why? They don't have the guts, they don't have the balls, and they don't have the cannolis, or also one of my favorite. Well, I miss it all the time. Oh, man, I'll tell you. Let me just tell you this, man. We're not playing around this year. We're going to get strict. We're going to get physical. We're going to get harder. We're going to have discipline. I'm sick and tired of this crying, whining, bitching, pissing, moaning, and crapping all over ourselves. No more. You want to be here? We'll sign your check, but here's the deal. You're going to work for your checks. Just like you do, just like everybody else does. You don't want to be here? Come on, go. Go.
Hey, Beast, Mike D's Nuts doesn't think you deserve an intro.
Mike D's Nuts, are you crying? Are you crying to me? If you're crying to me, here's your pink slip. Beat it, Buster. You're crying like a first grader. Get lost. Go join up with the rest of the crybabies. I don't want no crybabies on here. You want to be a man? Put your big boy pants on. Get your boots on and lace them up. Stop your bitching, you're whining, you're crying, and you're pissing. You're acting like a 2-year-old. Be a man. Suck it up.
You know what time it is? A beach breaker. 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gotta go.
Thank you for the time today, Beast. No one sent him to the hole there. That's progress, folks. It's all happening. We're presented today by Underdog. Download the Underdog app now. New customers get a $1,000 cash bonus opportunity when you sign up. Underdog will have a ton of different options for the Super Bowl. Until then, you got hockey, you got basketball, name it. Underdog has it. Check it out. Download the Underdog app today and make your picks. We got a Knicks game tonight. I'll be putting some Underdog picks together for that in the Discord. So check it out. Download the Underdog app and use my promo code Asman when you sign up. Shout out to Underdog for being today's sponsor. Rich says, please smash the like. Look, I'm just going to be honest with 657 of you watching right now. Beast Breaker will fart in your mouth if you don't like the video. Just going to be straight up honest. All right? So click the like button. It's the only way. All right, more of your calls right now. We have a legend on the line. The great Chef Kevin is next. What's up, Kev?
Jake, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Hey, man, can't call it, man. I'll let you know after this presser, man. I'm just really interested to see.
I think Glenn's going to win the presser. I mean, I'm not worried about that. Very rarely can you lose the presser. As long as he doesn't Adam Gase it, I think he'll be okay.
I got PTS from Gase, man.
You sure?
That dude, that was just an awful thing. I didn't like the hire. I wanted McCarthy before that, but that's a whole nother story or whatever. That was just a bad time. Obviously, JD, not all that great at press conferences as well. So I would be interested to hear our new GM, his direction, his plan. Hopefully, it's something that we could all get on board on and feel good about. Anything they say, it ain't going to change my mind about, wanting to re-up on season tickets. Like it's already done. I really need to see action. I need to see wins. I need to see progress on the field. I need to see good players on. I need to see accountability.
Who do you want at quarterback? Would that influence your decision depending on what they do there?
I've always wanted Rodgers, man. Like that's the guy. He the leader. This is where I think we messed up with Rodgers last year by getting his peoples like Lazard. I thought that was a bad call. Randall Cobb, there was times last year where Randall Cobb was our number 2 wide receiver. Getting all of his boys, I think kind of just letting him do what he wants to do. That hurt. That whole Egypt trip, I ain't tripping over that, man. He missed practice in shorts. I'm not gonna knock him for that or whatever. It's just progress on the field. And it was, in a nutshell, it was everyone's fault. There was nobody really that had a really consistent season other than Garrett Wilson, maybe some offensive linemen. I think Tip did a good job. A lot of people was on Tipman during training camp because he had a couple of high snaps in the shotgun formation, which he cleaned up. We didn't really see a lot of mistakes from him during the season. Moore said, obviously, I felt like he was consistent too. But other than that, man, Rodgers did his thing, man. 28 touchdowns, I get that. The thing that really bothers me is hearing these dumbass fans talking about wanting Daniel Jones on our team. Dude, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Daniel Jones as a Jet. You can't talk football at all if you really think that Daniel Jones is a better option than Aaron Rodgers. That's crazy to me. Now, the Justin Fields. All right, I get maybe getting him in, but then it's is this a long-term thing? Long-term, you got to have a plan. So if we do have Rodgers, you just have your next quarterback groom under him, and then that's basically your long-term plan of once Rodgers, goes off in the sunset or goes somewhere else. If he does, because he's going to be 42 next season. He's up there in age. It's not like he's getting any younger. It's not like he's getting any faster. He's still got an arm. He's still a leader too. This is somebody that I see still being with us next season. But for us to all get galvanized by just talk like that, that's it. We're numb. We're numb right now. I don't want to hear anything about talk. I want to see people like really putting in the work, man. I don't want to see this undisciplined stuff, man. These offsides, these penalties, like the penalties killed us, man. Like these offside stuff, these like uh penalties after the play is dead, like still trying to go after the other team while the play is dead and getting penalties like that costing us the discipline. Like, we know Clemens was just a fool last year in all certain types of aspects of the game, but you got to move on. If somebody's not doing their work, they're not doing the job, then you got to next man up. You got to move. And right now with our GM, like I feel good knowing at least he'll make some moves on the fly, not just sit on his hands like we've done in the past. If something's not working out, let's act quick, man. Last year our offensive line was abysmal. Roger Saffold, like that was our plan at the deadline, like trying to do this stuff to fix the offense. You got to be kidding me, man. You got to do stuff before then. Right now with our GM, to be honest, I don't really know too much about him because he's an assistant. But knowing that he came from a culture where now they made it to the playoffs, they had a quarterback that threw 60 yards against us, and they still freaking found a way to win. Obviously, the coach had some play to do with that as well, and we were unlucky missing a field goal. But still, man, that team is getting certain. Like, yo, he's a monster, man. Like Sutton, a beast, man. Like I really feel like they do a good job of putting the pieces in place to be able to win games. Just put your team in a position at the end of the game, you get a drive, you get a stop. And those are the difference between wins and losses and actually making it and sneaking in the playoffs. I just don't want to see us sneak in. If we just sneak in, hey, we'll all be happy. Hey, we'll end 14, 15 years of this stupid stuff. I gotta feel confident, man. Like, yo, this is where we're going. Like, I feel good going in the right direction. Where it's like, you know what? All right, you can take my money ahead of time. You want $5,000 for tickets next season? All right, I'll give it to you because we saw a lot of good effort. I'm not seeing that. I don't even think I can invest, to be honest, unless I really see something happening next season. It got to be early, man. If we're off to a slow start, man, like
That's why I think Aaron should come back, because I don't think Aaron Glenn could
correct.
survive going 4-13 in his first year and be like, oh, he's learning on the job. BS, don't hire a first-time head coach then. Learning on the job. That's exactly why I wanted the experience with his job. So, all right, you're telling me that he's the guy. Let's go win some games next year because there's talent on this team. You can't blow the lead in the fourth quarter 7 times in losses and not have talent to get the lead in the first place. The reason why they were 2-0 on Thursday Night Football is because the other team couldn't prepare for the Jets, so they just won on talent alone those nights. Like, that's the bottom line. Like, try and win as many games as possible. And if you go 9-8 and don't make the playoffs, there's still value in having a winning season and getting that monkey off your back and starting to build something and having faith you got the right coach. I mean, the Bills made the playoffs, won 9 games with Tyrod Taylor, then traded up to get Josh Allen the following offseason. And then they took a step back from a record standpoint, but you had faith that you had the right coach because he proved he could make the playoffs the previous year. So it's like, win games, man. I cannot emphasize that enough. Everything should be about winning, Kevin. You're 100% spot on.
Dude, how bad was Hackett with Denver, man? Like, he was awful with us as an OC. And just to imagine, like, Denver had him as the head, and that's all it was, man. Get rid of him, get all of his stuff, get him out of here. Sean Payton, someone who's disciplined. Sean Payton was yelling in a Super Bowl quarterback's face. He was yelling in Russell Wilson's face when we 2 years ago when Quincy got that little fumble thing or whatever at the end of the game. Like, he don't care, man. You got to run the plays the right way. And if you don't see something, throw it away, get rid of it, get out of bounds, whatever it is. And he got that in Bo Nix. Bo Nix, he's disciplined. You don't see him doing a lot of mistakes, man. If you don't have a receiver downfield, he'll throw it out of bounds. He'll slide, he'll get down, he'll take the sack. Like, that's it. Like, that's what you need. You need somebody with a presence, somebody who understands your system. Now, with OC, that's something very, very crucial for us, man. Like, Rodgers has to understand, like, he has to buy into our offense. He has to buy into the system. I don't feel like he's going to be difficult to work with this because I really feel like at the end of the day, he's a dude that really wants to win. He still wants to prove to everybody that he's that guy. Now, with stats, 28 touchdowns, dude, that was great. Some of these touchdowns, in a little bit of garbage time against some other lesser talented teams. Like, I get all that. But God, we still had Zach Wilson, man, and he wasn't able to get that same production, man. Dude, I mean that's all you need to see, man. Like that's it, man. If we had a defense who was able to stop, if we had the cornerbacks to be able to get a little bit more time to be able, or less time meaning that our linemen, our D line is doing a better job of just running and attacking the quarterback, where the quarterback has less time to get rid of the ball. That's what helped us last year. That's why you saw DJ Reed. That's why you saw Sauce Gardner being able to stop these guys, because the quarterback only had a couple of seconds to get rid of the ball, and they were still, and the wide receivers were still in their routes. They weren't even able to break yet. So for us, I really feel strongly, man, if we just get this D line right, man, get the O line really solidified, because we do have four good linemen coming back, man. We still got weapons, man.
O-line coach and run game coordinator, Chef Kev.
That was big, man. That was big.
Two of the biggest hires that Glenn's gonna have to make. Good call, man. You at work already? You at the tavern?
Yeah. I'm here, man. We got some. I'm normally off on Mondays, man. So I appreciate your early show, man. I've been wanting to get on, but I was away for a little bit. I was in Ithaca for about a week, and then I was in a couple of other spots and been really busy. I'm also a basketball coach. I'm my son's head basketball coach.
Coach
So
Kev.
it's like, yeah. So it's like, it's a little difficult to get on the show, but I appreciate your early morning show, man.
What were you doing in Ithaca? You should have told me. I could have gave you all the recs.
Yeah. Oh, you got connects up there?
I went to Ithaca College.
Okay. Awesome. So my uncle, he graduated from Cornell in '87, and he's the head at the Africana Library at Cornell. But I went up there because my friend Adrian Durant, that's my homie. He partied with me when we went to Columbia this past summer to celebrate my birthday. He's actually the head track and field coach for Cornell.
Wow.
And he was an Olympian, once as an athlete and once as a coach. So he had a camp up there, and I brought my son up there, and one of his guests was LaShawn Merritt. LaShawn Merritt, he's an Olympian, 3-time Olympic gold medalist in the 400. So we were able to talk to him, see him, and all that. So it was cool, man. That was my first time in Ithaca, man. And man, it was such a gorgeous time and such a beautiful place, man. It's like the rustic colonial kind of feel, man. The buildings were beautiful. We hit up a couple of nice water holes. They had some good pizza too. My son, he does food reviews, so we are able to bang out a couple of food reviews up there too. It was a really good time, but I'll keep that in mind, Jake. I'll keep that in mind for you being that Ithaca plug, man.
I love it. Chef Kev, next time you got to go to Rogan's and get yourself a bomber sub, all right? They say there's this thing called the freshman 15. I had the freshman 78. It was rough. I have no regrets, but it was rough. Good call from Kev. Couple super chats to get to. Jesus Jerry, I see your super chat. Unfortunately, I don't want to read it for obvious reasons. This is Los writes in. This season has done permanent damage to me. Can't get hyped until I see wins on the field. Staff hires are crucial. I agree. This is Los. I agree. I think the season did do irreparable damage to the fan base. People are like, Jake, you're not more positive about these hires. Yeah, I'm not, because I'm tired of being dog shit, to be honest with all of you. All right? The Jets don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. So, no, I'm not positive about these hires. I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to be fair. But I'm not like gung-ho and giddy about 2 first-timers. I want an experience, at least with one of these positions. So now I'm hoping that they hire a coaching staff in a front office that has some experience. I'll give them a chance. I want them to win, but I'm not going to sit here and be delusional and be like, this is definitely going to work. We have no idea. Big fella super chat says, love Chef Kevin calls, always on point. As for the previous caller, did he really say Quinn Williams sucks? All the progress being made is fading. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't think he said Quinn Williams. I believe he said Quentin Williams. So different player, big fella, obviously. Tyrone with a super chat. We need to follow the Eagles blueprint. Run the ball. We have 3 good backs. If we get that pass going, Rodgers can get us maybe 11 or 12 wins. And after that, anything can happen. Get a good OC. I mean, to me, I'm not even worried about the win total. It's hire a good staff and then figure out what the plan is at quarterback. That's where my focus is at right now, not the Eagles blueprint or any of that. The Eagles also have Jalen Hurts, but you know what the Eagles have? 2 phenomenal coordinators and a great head coach. Coaching matters. That's what they got to get right here. Papa Jets in the raffle for 5. Does anyone want a last-second chance to get in the Asmaniac raffle?
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Alan went from Detroit to Buffalo, Joshy baby, back to us. He hops on and off like a cheap escort. Love it. Someone spending $20 to shit on Alan. Great. Where's Alan at? Alan, your comments always suck. All right. You are the worst at what you do. So I am thrilled that someone actually paid to dunk on you. Congrats to your Bills, Alan, and your Lions before that. Incredible. The kiss of death. Josh Allen, A-L-O-N. Unreal. Beastbreaker writes in $50 to the hole. Now, I found that a little insulting. So for those who missed it, Beast has a new intro that was made by Gator. I'm going to play it, and we'll go more in depth on why Beast doesn't like it.
Beastbreaker. 666 $50. Will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
Now, do you not like it, Beast, because there's no gabagool in the hole, or you just don't like the idea of someone sending you to the hole?
Sending me to the hole for what? That's rather insulting. That's against my intelligence.
That's a good point.
It's disorient. And I mean, I was gonna do the Diet Pepsi from Ray Charles. You got the right one, baby. Come on, you don't remember Ray Charles? That
Sure.
man was a god, especially on the keyboard. He was a king. And I'm gonna tell you this: if anyone's crying on here about Rodgers and this and this and this, I swear to God, I'm gonna tell y'all, you're gonna be sent to 2 words: stupid town.
Hey, Beast, Scott says this show has gone downhill.
Scott, I know where you're going to be sent to. 3, 2, 1, stupid town. See ya. Bye-bye. You don't want to be here? Get out of here. Walk. Take a walk.
He stinks.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
You're fired. Suck it, truthers.
Man. Kids these days, am I right?
What a putz. I've seen some dummies in my life. Growing up, going to school, going to high school, and then college. Boy, I said it before, I'll tell you again. Where do you get these dummies from? Boy, it's like they come out of the woodwork like shit and straw. I'm like, I'm not here for that. We're here for football. We're here to get basics. Oh, and does anybody remember this? Come on. Rangers, baby, 1994. That was our year. We could do it again. We got hockey, we got basketball, and we got baseball coming up. Who's a Mets fan out there, and who's a Yankees fan? If anyone likes the Yankees, raise your hand. Come on. Do we have any Mets fans on here? How many Mets fans do we have on here? Come on, write your picks on here. But let's get a poll. How many Mets fans on here, and how many Yankee fans do we have here? Mets and Yankees. How do we split it up?
Hey, Beast, question for you. Are you wearing the aviators inside all day?
What's this tell you?
I don't know. What does it tell me?
That's the Punisher. That's for Marvel Comics. Right. But these are my specialties. These are my 80s ones. These are my Top Gun ones when Tom Cruise wore them in the movie Top Gun.
I see.
Yeah. And also, I like that hat there. Nice. Very good. Good sportsman. Good fireman's hat. Good choice. And this year, we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine. But Mookie's, listen to me right here. If you screw up big time, you're going to get busted by me, and I will put my foot in your ass, and I'll make sure you don't walk again. This is New York City. We play hard here. We rule hard here. This is our town. And if you want to bring your bullshit here, we're us 50,000 Jet fans. We're gonna give you a good high boot to the ass and a fist right across the temple. And I'm not gonna pay for any of your damage. Is that the bottom line?
Beastbreaker. 666 He's the man who would kick your ass. And then he's gabagoo.
More of your great calls right now. Baloney Beater 666 is up next. What's up, Baloney?
Oh, sorry. Oh, Gabagool, I wasn't ready for you to call me on that one. Oh, my God, how embarrassing. I was just reading my Mozzarella Monthly magazine, and I got a little Gabagool on I always have my Gabagool kit ready to go. I got my lotion. I got my Kleenex here. Sorry about that. Oh, shit. Normally I watch Divas matches from 2002, but the magazine came in today. So, there you go. I'm really embarrassed about that. Golden apples, red apples, green apples. I like to play with all my apples here. I can't recover from this one. All right. I got to go. Here's my pink slip. See you later, Jake.
Breaker. 666 $50. Will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
Beast, what'd you make of Baloney Beater?
He got a nice pink slip. Oh, like they say at every job. See ya.
You know what time it is? A beast breaker. 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gabagoo.
Incredible. Shout out to Baloney Beater for calling it. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Super chat from NYJ. If you put Rodgers' stat line with the 2022 and 23 defenses, I think we would have made the playoffs without question. And that's what I come back to. People are like, oh, they won 5 games. It's like if Aaron Rodgers gave you what he gave you this year in 2023, they win 10 or 11 games easily. Like, people conveniently gloss over the fact this defense went from one of the best in the league. They were terrible. They were bad. They were horrible. They blew the lead late against Jacoby Brissett, Anthony Richardson. Remember the game? They're up 8 with a few minutes to go, and Tua goes right down the field. Touchdown, 2-point conversion. They lose in overtime. Rodgers never even got the ball, and he played great that day. Threw for like 335 yards and multiple touchdowns. So I don't want to sit here and act like Rodgers was great and everything around him sucked. There were games he didn't play well. But he also was coming off the Achilles, and he played through a lot of injuries last year. And once he started to get healthy after the bye, he played a lot better. I think he still has another year where he could be a competent NFL starter. And that's my point. He's already here. His teammates love him. I'm bringing him back if they can work it out. I hope that's what happens. NYJ, you super chatted the same thing twice, so I will, if you message me, I could Venmo you $5, and I'll refund your money. Because I don't think you meant to send this twice, but same point applies. Oregon says, does Beast pay his mom's rent? I could ask him. Stand by.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm gonna be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
Hey, Beast, Oregon Jets wants to know, do you pay your mom's rent?
Excuse me, Sonny? Sonny, am I going to make this loud and clear for you, you little putz? Take a walk, go get me my apples, and go get me a pound of gabagool and do as I say. Your history. You just basically went to Stupid Town. 3, 2, 1, bye!
Beastbreaker. 666 $50. Will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
There you have it. Eiston writes in, Jake, this has turned into the Howard Stern show. I love and hate it at the same time. Hate part is mostly Beastbreaker. Look, Eiston, all I can tell you is love it or hate it. As long as you watch, I don't really care. But I appreciate the super chat. Shout out to everyone who tunes into the show every day. January is going to end up being the most viewed month in the history of this channel. And that's a testament to this incredible fan base that despite the team being dog crap, we all still care. And why we're hoping that Aaron Glenn is the guy and Darren Muji's the guy because this fan base deserves it in the worst way. I can't take it anymore. Neither can anyone watching. We've been through hell and back. Time to win games. Jack writes, and it's funny that Bobby got replaced by Beast and the show didn't miss a beat. R.I.P. Bobby Diva. Now, Jack, here's what you need to know. There's no one replacing Bobby Midnight.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
And Bobby Midnight joins us now. Hello, Bobby.
Hey, thank you for sticking up for me. I see you got what you asked for.
Oh, wow. We got the hat that the babe
Yeah,
wore.
but family found it for you.
I love it.
So I want to apologize for the way you've been acting the few past weeks. And I don't care what that guy typed. I really don't. Because I have friends in this chat I care about. The people who just type about me, who gives a crap anymore about them? I don't need them. They don't. I want to be happy Bobby again, not grumpy Bobby. So to all your type warriors, good luck. Just put your type in it and I'll get back to you, okay?
Yeah, you typing warriors, you bums.
Yeah, the chicken shits that don't like to come on camera like people do and then show their faces. Oh, let's see, let's type. So I might change in attitudes. I needed a couple days off from your show. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Don't
I
worry.
was sitting in the back. I got caught by Nate yesterday. Remember Neil started singing yesterday?
Yeah.
And I told Nick and DP I didn't go to your show. I went to your show, but I didn't call in. And then, they told you?
Well, I just know you watch all the shows. What else are you doing all day?
They called me in a big lie. I told Nick I didn't go to the show. Then he goes, "Oh yeah, what about that way?" When Neil's saying, and then he was saying horrible. Do you agree with us, Bobby? Oh yeah, I did. They
caught you red-handed, Bobby.
I'm better now. See, I'm a lot better, am I?
Good.
Need a couple of days off of my calling. And I think Beastbreaker did a great job this morning. He did great. No problems. And Gate is a great impersonator, of course. We have to hand that to him. But no, my attitude's changing. But I found my old hat for you.
I think that's where it starts. I mean, you're wearing the hat that the babe wore. It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, you asked for it. You got it.
So did you put that hat through the laundry before you put it back on, or it's just as authentic as ever from 1923?
God, get ever.
Who's calling Bobby Midnight Enterprises?
No, it's like those spam calls.
Have you seen the calls from your brother the last few shows? He's really hit it off with the Asmaniacs.
Oh, I'm glad for him. I hope he makes number one seed. I don't care for it. It doesn't really bother me at this time.
It should bother you. It's exciting. Did you hear that I'm going to be sending him this signed card?
Yes, he's very excited about the Aaron Glenn. He loves Aaron Glenn.
You have to send me his address so I know where to send it.
Yes, I will get it to you. Yeah. I'm feeling bad. I'm waiting for the Burger King job. Michael, about the nursing home, there's no opening over there. Called up this morning. So
JoJo says, love the hat, Bobby.
Oh, thank you, Joe Townsend. He's a good guy. Joe Townsend is very good. Yeah, I've been changing my ad. I can't wait till the 29th so I could get my show back up. So
why is your show down right now?
Because I can't pay the streamer. So I have to worry about that.
Do you have like a limited amount of minutes on the free version?
Yep, that's all gone. The 29th, I get my SSDI bill check and I can pay that.
Hell yeah.
And I have 10 people back on my show, everybody.
Nate writes in, we're 48 hours from a Bobby haircut. Are you ready to get a haircut?
Oh, yeah. Especially, Desiree. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Desiree's ready to cut your hair.
Oh, God. You wouldn't believe how long it is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so happy the Bills lost today. Yesterday.
Me too. I'll drink their tears. Hold on. It's never too early to drink the tears of the Bills.
What is
Anything
that?
is possible.
Hennessy. And what about that comment they did in the Eagle game yesterday?
What comment?
Well, when what's it called? They kept going off sides, and then they go to give the touchdown to them anyway.
Yeah.
You ever hear of such bullshit like that?
Well, that's the
What
rule.
kind of-
It's half the distance
That's
to the
not-
goal.
Yeah, but they said if the next one they go over, they'll be in the touchdown then?
I don't know. Did it really matter? It was a blowout.
I know that, but it was horrible. But that's not the rules.
Now, 25 just spent $20 to write in, "Hey, Bobby, what are your thoughts on 25?"
I know,
spending
he won the-
hard-earned cash.
Congratulations to your parlay already. Congratulations. I'm not begging them for no money like they kid me on the Nick Shine show yesterday. So no
They were
more begging anybody.
What's this about begging? They don't want you begging for cash anymore?
Nope, no more begging.
Why
No, I
not?
don't-
I do it all the time, Bobby. We're both capitalists.
Well,
capital fishes.
no, they don't want me to beg. So I'm not begging.
Hold on.
Well-
I'm getting a call on the money phone. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, I can't. I'm on the phone with Midnight right now. Call back.
No, that was nice. That was nice. 25. He's a
Finnegan
good-
wants you to fix your crooked hat. Is there any way to make it straighter, or that's just the naturally? where it
Finnegan,
moves?
won't you go blow a kite? Won't you go fly a kite? Leave me in the
Whoa, whoa,
goddamn.
whoa, take it easy, Bob. Take it easy, Bob.
I don't like this guy. This guy I can't stand.
You don't like him?
Nope. Don't. Finnegan's crew, it stinks. Okay, that's it. Bye.
If he was on fire, you'd pee on him. That's how much you hate him.
No, I wouldn't even pee on him.
You wouldn't even
Let
do
him
that.
burn.
Wow.
Nope. The comments that he makes about me, forget it. Mm-mm.
I see.
He even makes fun of you sometimes too, so you better watch out for his.
I have lots of haters, but I'm starting to win people over, Bobby. You see what this guy tweeted me today?
Who's that?
I'll show you. So I received a tweet from a fellow by the name of Matty Ice. I'll pull it up on the screen here. We'll give him some.
Matty Ice. Oh.
Yeah, Matty Ice. We'll give him some love.
That's
hold on.
not the guy from the Atlanta Falcons.
No, different Matty Ice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got this tweet here. Everyone follow me at Jake Asman, by the way. I'm almost at 22,000 followers. So he tweeted me, "I listened to Jake Asman show today. I don't know why people hate on him. The guy runs a good show."
He does.
Yeah. And I said, finally, someone brave enough to admit it, you know?
Well, when I get mad, I stay with a couple of days. I'm all done now. I'm calmed down.
I see.
I meditated, but I still watch the show.
Did you say you're medicated or you're meditated?
Meditated.
So you were going like this, like a monk?
Yeah, like a monk. Yeah.
All right, let's do it together. You ready?
Like a monk. Yeah, they do that in the, whatever they call where they live. So you have anybody special guest on later at the?
Yes, Aaron Glenn.
Oh, you will have Aaron Glenn himself.
He's calling in.
You gotta let Michael talk. Oh, you better let Michael talk to him if he calls in.
Beastbreaker says, "Hey Bobby, try some karate strikes."
Karate strikes? No, not karate strikes. No, that would be nice. So where could we watch this press conference about?
On the Jet YouTube channel.
Jet YouTube channel. Okay.
Matt wants to know, do you have any opinions on my mustache?
Oh, it looks good. It looks like Joe's.
I wanted to go full Gorman today. It's Mustache
and
Monday.
You shaved your beard too.
Yeah, Mustache Monday, and to honor Charles Gorman for being the #1 ranked caller last month.
Yeah, I know, right?
Going with the
Tickler.
Gorman.
The Fritz Tickler. But I'm glad that Chiefs fan had a great party yesterday. You guys.
Oh yeah!
Very nice
Shout out to
stuff.
everyone who donated, man. We gave
Yeah,
that guy.
no, I saw that. That was very nice. Guys.
I mean, enough money to feed a
Have a good
third world
party.
country. Oh yeah,
I know, but he's very humble though.
he's a humble man.
Yes, he is very humble. Yes. All right, so let people talk after me. Okay.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Nice talking to you, Jake.
In honor of Bobby wearing the OG Babe Ruth Yankee hat, we will play the first ever intro-outro for Bobby Midnight.
Well, you know I love the Yankees and the Jets, and to read the Super Chats are more than just a hat. Bobby.
NYJ says it was fitting that the ex-Jet Pirine made the game-ending first down against the Bills. I don't think that's the same Pirine. That's a different Pirine, I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's the Michael Pirine. Yeah, it's a different Pirine. But I appreciate you trying to connect it. Good call by Bobby Midnight there. He sounded like a different guy. Will it last? I don't know. Neil is up next. Hello, Neil.
Goose Fraba, Bobby. Goose Fraba. Morning, Jake.
Happy Aaron Glenn Day. Yes.
Happy press conference day. Happy former Jets making impacts on other teams. Frankie Louvu, for example. My God, does he look good?
Frankie Louvu and Demario Davis are two of the best linebackers that the Jets let get away for nothing.
You know, it's all over the place. Blake Cashman, it's the guy on the Giants. They're all over the place. The nose tackle on Kansas City, 60. What's his name?
Oh, Mike Pennell.
Pennell's not bad either. We could have used a Pennell this year.
Becton is on the Eagles doing his thing.
Let me tell you something. I watched Becton. I watched him very, very closely in the game before this championship game. Yeah, he makes a couple nice run blocking moves, but Jake, on pass plays, he whiffs a lot. I mean, I see guys go like this and fake him around, and they go right around. He's slow. He's not a top caliber off right guard. Let's not get ahead of our skis here. He's good. He's serviceable. He's a big fat whale, but he is no superstar right guard. He's not going to be making any Pro Bowls. Trust me. Okay. And that kind of swings into a quick thing I want to mention. Last free agency, if you remember, I went like absolutely batshit when we didn't take anybody in free agency on the offensive line, when that was our main focus of what we wanted to fix last year. And then we ended up with Tyron Smith for what did we pay for him? $8 or $9 million. I think he's on the books for like $6 million. And with all these teams with the 4 teams that came in yesterday, and especially the 2 that are playing right now, the most notable part about their teams, aside from great coaching, because Jesus Christ, what great coaching yesterday all around. I didn't see many false starts. I didn't see many personal fouls. I didn't see many PIs. I didn't see a lot of the garbage that we had to deal with this year, that we saw all our self-inflicted wounds that we put on our team this year. But the one thing I'm hoping come this free agency with this new regime is that they spend some money on the offensive and defensive lines. We still have, look at Kansas City. Their offensive line, which we know is fantastic, right, Jake?
I mean, they
fantastic.
I mean, that's where it starts. You need the quarterback too, though. I mean, that's eventually what Aaron Glenn's going to have to figure out even if they stick with Rodgers for one more year.
But you can't have a quarterback can't perform if he has a shabby offensive line. And Kansas City has $54 million a year on their offensive line.
And their line's not even that great, though, at times. Mahomes overcomes a lot of it with his escapability and just playmaking ability.
Then you have
they're playing a guard at left tackle because of their issues there. So, the O-line's important, yes, but obviously, there's different levels to the quarterback position. Like Mahomes can mask so many mistakes. We've seen this so many times from him. He's an all-time great.
But if you want to run the ball, okay, this is where I just want to say. Eagles, $48 million they have on their offensive line. $32 million on the other team. We're like $15 million. We spend no money on the offensive line as far as contract money. And
but they've used first round picks on how many offensive linemen,
I get it. But
or a second round pick. Like the Jets.
How about one? How about one guy on the offensive line?
You don't want to do that necessarily. Because look at some of the best teams in the league. They're first round guys or they drafted and developed guys. Like, Neil, they invested a first-round pick at left tackle, a high second-round pick at center, a first-round pick on a right guard, a free agent signing at left guard. I hope they bring back Morgan Moses on a one-year deal for continuity. You have the same 5 guys. And then I would look to draft someone on the second or third day of the draft.
Let's get some depth. Let's get some depth.
Look at the Eagles line. Look at their line. How many first-round picks do the Eagles have on their starting offensive line? Not many. I think maybe 1. And I'm not counting Becton, who wasn't their draft pick. They signed him in free agency and developed him.
But Lane Johnson's making $17 million a year. Mailata's making $15 million a year. We don't have a...
Yeah, but Maliata was a 7th-round pick they developed.
Right, but they're still paying big money. Let's spend the money on the trenches, okay? Let's get another. I get it. I like to have Moses back at right tackle also, but I'd love to have another mauler in there that we could get the run game going and really take it to the next
free agency,
level.
Though, like that. That's hard to that's honestly why Joe Douglas did a nice job with the Simpson signing, because that didn't cost a lot, and he played like a top 5 guard in a lot of like the advanced O-line categories they use to evaluate talent.
But then he also went and got Tomlinson, the only guy he ever paid money to,
and
was the worst goddamn guard that we ever had.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think him whiffing on that really made him gun shy about really taking any big free agent shots at the offensive line, which was our biggest need clearly in the last 2 years. I mean, we really needed the offensive line to be stellar. And for everybody talking about Rodgers, I mean, he's making $23 million. He's going to take another salary hit to try and make it work this year. We're really not getting any bargains out there. I know they're talking about getting rid of Stafford and the Rams. You know, Stafford's a $50 million cap hit, right now. So we have a cheap quarterback right now. Let's just pump the brakes, stay where we are, keep it on course, get this discipline down with Aaron Glenn. I think he's going to provide a ton of discipline.
Hey, Neil, you forgot the D in Rodgers' name.
Rodgers.
I'm going to fix it for you. Don't worry. All right.
Look,
here we go.
You want to talk about my grammar? You want to criticize my grammar?
No, I'm trying to help you. You have the chat notice.
All right. Listen, honestly, the chat, let them focus on Beast Breaker. He's got a lot of salient points, as you like to say.
What did you think of his ponytail on full display today?
I like his back hair on that.
Someone tweeted me a great photo of this. Hold on. It's been a wild show for those just tuning in late. Where did this go? I saved it. Someone tweeted it to me. Oh, here it is. Let me get this. Let's see. So are you smoking a victory cigar for Glenn today, Neil?
There's no victories here. There's no victories.
No?
Victories.
We're not going to celebrate a press conference?
I mean, look, it is what it is. We have our coaching. We're going back to the first timers again, which we all kind of disagreed with. But look, at the end of the day,
I hope they're right. We're not in the meetings.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Oh, God, that's what he looks like? He shaved his head. He's got that little tail going?
No, that's his normal look.
Guy's a train wreck.
I think he makes some great points.
He's very salient. He's one of the most educated Jet fans on the planet. He really knows. He wants Quentin Williams to go take a hike.
And go eat some gabagool.
Jake, I've made all 13 of my points. Before you cut me off again, I'm going to throw myself out this goddamn window.
Hit the like button if you haven't. Last chance to get in on the raffle. All right. Last chance. Sign Garrett Wilson jersey, sign Klecko jersey, Aaron Glenn card, and many other items. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Get excited. Hawk writes in, Rodgers is cooked. When we play a good defense, we got crushed 40-0. That's all I got to say. When it mattered, Rodgers was terrible. His stats came in garbage time in the games that don't matter. I just don't believe that's true, Hawk. Now, he sucked against the Bills, right? The whole team was terrible that day. I mean, He played well against the Bills in the first matchup. Why do people conveniently leave out the 290-something yards and 2 touchdowns Rodgers threw against the Bills in the first game and Obrick's first game as coach? Was that Rodgers' fault they lost that one, or was it Tyron Smith committing a holding penalty that wiped away what would have been the game-leading touchdown in the fourth quarter on Braylon Allen's run? Or how many kicks did Greg Zuerlein miss that night? So, it's a team sport, man. Rodgers played well enough, I believe, for this team to finish with more than 5 wins. He also had some stinkers. You bring up the Bills game. I was in London. He played poor that day. But he played well enough to win in the Patriot game, the Colt game, the Seahawks game, the Miami game. These were all 4 losses that I'm bringing up here. This team wasn't that far away with better coaching and competent place kicking from having a shot to be relevant. Blitz BK writes, and I tried to introduce myself to Neil at the game, and he wouldn't even look at me. F that guy. Whoa. When did this happen? And what game was this? I want the backstory. Neil, you better call back in and defend yourself. Blitz BK, you were big time by Neil. We need to get to the bottom of this immediately. Ladies and gentlemen, the first person to gift a membership during the show, an hour and a half into it, is the great A-View.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Oh, baby. Tremendous. A-View. 10 raffle entries. Let's see who got memberships. David D, JC Jets, Anthony Wright, Indicious Nug, Lou Rodriguez, Eddie Mayer, Truro, Ferris GM, Mario Rapallo, all received channel memberships. Tom A says, I witnessed it. Really? There's no way. ISU says Neil was probably too busy humping jerseys or taking his shirt off. He might have been. Look, Neil could be a loose cannon.
I think that guy I know, right?
We don't know. Tom A says Patriots game tailgate. We need to clear the air here. If Neil, I don't know if Neil's still listening because he hasn't called back in. Unreal. Anthony says Jake has the Rodgers stash on. No, it's the Charles Gorman. Come on. Big fella's up next. Hey, big fella.
Hey, man. First off, Blitz BK, he's the man. Very talented dude. And I love listening to his stuff. So
he's going to come out with a Neil diss track.
Yeah, possibly, bro. Possibly. That's an Andy Reid stash you got going, man. That's what you got.
The Andy Reid stash. I prefer the Gorman, but I see what you're saying.
All right. Well, are you ready for the Glennaissance today, man?
I had no choice but to be ready.
Listen, man, I was looking at some of the past drafts that Moogie's been a part of, and I'm happy with it. I mean, if he could replicate some of that with us, getting players later in the draft that actually can play, that's a positive, man. That's definitely a positive for us. So.
Wouldn't it be nice to hit on like a 4th or 5th round pick on offense that actually could help the team win games?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's crazy. We always have to rely on the first or second, and if the first doesn't pan out, we're screwed. So,
when was the last time the Jets hit on an offensive player on day 3 of the draft? Was Quincy Enunwa the last offensive player they hit on that actually was good?
I think I look back on that, and I think that's, first of all, he's the only one in that class that was any good.
Yeah, but 12, baby.
But yeah, I think so, because he was a 6th rounder, I think. What's crazy is we drafted like 3 receivers before him, and they all sucked. So what Moogie has to do, though, once he gets here after this draft,
sorry.
Once he
shout out to Rocket Power.
Yeah. Once he gets out of here, once he gets here and everything and deals with this draft, he's got to like really look at all the scouts that we've had over the years because, obviously something isn't adding up because you can't miss on that many players. You just can't. There has to be like some reason why, the talent isn't coming to us. I don't know.
Blitz BK says thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. You deserve it.
I really want to get Neil's side of the story here. Blitz, you got to call in. I want to hear what happened. What did Neil specifically do? I mean, these are major accusations to make against one of the longtime listeners of the program.
Oh, and also Bobby. That's the Bobby that we love right there. That's the Bobby that we love. Just let the haters go off your back, bro. Don't listen to it. Let your Irish calm down a bit and, just relax. That's the one we love you, Bobby. So there's that. And Beast saying Quinton Williams wasn't any good was I know you said Quinton, but I want like verification. Does he mean Quinton or Quincy?
Maybe he was confusing Quinton for Javon Kinlaw or Michael Clemens.
Oh, that's possible. That is possible. Yeah, but I mean, he's been doing better too. I just want to know why he's so angry all the time. He's got to relax. Take it easy. You don't have to kick everybody's ass. It's just going to make you tired.
And then you can eat some gabagoo.
Gabagoo, capicola for the non-Italians. Yeah,
I received a super chat about that. Bo says gabagoo is actually capicola or some type of pork.
Yeah, it's capicola. It's spicy. It's like spicy ham.
Are you a pork guy?
Yeah, so. I prefer turkey and stuff like that. But yeah,
Sco wants to know that Neil said what's up to him.
Yeah, Neil said what's up to me too at that game, the Patriot game.
Look, to be fair to Neil, he was very focused that night on making sure the Jets win.
Oh, this is what I'm gonna do to you all season, little bitches.
Yeah, well, that was the last game that we won. Was that the last game we won at home?
No, the Texans game.
The
And then
Texans
Miami
game, yeah.
last week. Yep.
Yeah, we were there for that. Yeah.
Oh, take that, you pesky Patriots fans.
Now, if that thing was on fire, then that would have been even more.
Yeah, the dream season we've been waiting for is happening.
So, yeah. Wild show, man. Wild show.
It's only going to get more wild after we get Glenned up, baby. The Glennaissance is here.
Let's go.
I have a response from Beastbreaker to Big Philly. He says, hey, leave me gabagoo alone, you sissies. Amen. Amen. All right, here we go. Blitz BK says, long story short, I tried to introduce myself and shake his hand. He looked at me and then looked away. Wow. Strong accusations. I mean, look, we got to be fair. We got to give Neil a chance to tell his side of the story. Maybe he didn't realize what was happening. I don't know. But I've met Neil numerous times. I've seen him interact with many people numerous times, and he doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. Beastbreaker writes in, I'm just a badass and a smart man with a high IQ. Sco says Neilgate. We're calling it Neilgate. I like that. Ladies and gentlemen, another raffle entry. Wish B has gifted a channel membership. Yeah.
Okay, good luck, Coach. We love you.
I love you too, Jeremy. You look mighty cute in those jeans, brother.
It is officially Senior Bowl week, by the way, so we'll be joined by Jeremy and countless other Senior Bowl folks throughout the week. Blitz Got Beats has been gifted a channel membership. How about that from Wish B? Ball don't lie, as I think Nate commented. Bo writes in, today at 1 p.m. will change our lives forever. It better. Maybe we do the raffle with the second show today. Why not? I know we try to do it once a week. We did the last one last Tuesday. But you know what? Screw it. Why don't we do the raffle this afternoon? I'm making the decision. All right, it's Aaron Glenn Day. Let's give people some excitement. Give the people what they want. Speaking of excitement, it's time to check in with Adam Gase, who's being introduced now as the next head coach of the Jets. Hello, Adam.
Manish Mehta, New York Daily News. Christopher, along those lines, what gave you confidence to know or believe that Adam is the right person to develop Sam Darnold?
He's worked with some great quarterbacks in different stages of their careers, both the tail end and the middle. Not so much at the beginning, but we talked about this a lot when we got together, and I ended up thinking that he was really the man for the job.
Daryl Slater, New York Star Ledger, NJ.com. Adam, when you look at this Jets team, one of the issues has been its inability to finish games. What are you going to do to fix that? And when you look at this team from afar, what was the issue there, and how do you plan on getting this team across the finish line in a lot of those close games that they were not able to finish?
One of the things that I lean on, and I'm just going off my past experience over the last 3 years, that was something we took a lot of pride in, and being 20-6 over the last, in one-score games in 3 years. That was something that group took a lot of pride in. And it started in practice. It started in our preparation and really developing the mindset of when we get to that fourth quarter and we're in a tight game, we're going to come out on top. And really, it comes down to that. It's just that mental focus and putting the work and making sure that everybody's on the same page. You're all striving to get the same thing done. And whether you need that stop or you need that touchdown in a 2-minute drive, you're able to accomplish it, but it all starts with the preparation.
And Jet fans are clueless. I mean, they're dopes. They don't know anything. This is a really good hire. Gase is a great coach. Okay, Adam Gase is Kyle Shanahan before Kyle Shanahan. Gase is a great coach.
By the way, Adam Gase trying to impersonate David T at the press conference. What a clown.
I got my Iron UJ. I hope you like my Jets take. They call me David T. It's not easy for me to see. Sometimes when I have a few drinks, I slip and fall and break my face. Not that my vision was bad enough. Now I have this dull shit scar.
All right. What that actually was a test for Gator and I, but we had some fun with it. We're going to live stream the presser on the channel. So Gator is going to assist me with that. So we're going to be back at 1 today when this bad boy starts. Press conference will happen. Then I'll go live immediately after it for my thoughts. So watch the Glennaissance era getting underway with me later today. That was a test. So sorry to relive some nightmares of Adam Gase, but that was the only way we could test this out to make sure this would work on the channel. By the way, that's the last time the Jets did a coach GM press conference in person. That wasn't over Zoom. Thank God, does that bring up awful memories seeing that? All right, we're going to get out of here soon because we're coming back in an hour, and I have things to do before then. Nick Shine says Team Blitz. Kakuka Lake Jet fan is in the raffle for 5. I'm doing the raffle on the stream in the afternoon. I just decided it. I'll let everyone know on Discord. I know I said Tuesday, but screw it. It's the Glennaissance era. I'm ready. You're ready. We're all ready. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, baby. It's time. Let's go, Woody.
Thinking is overrated.
I hope there was some more thinking applied with these head coach and GM decisions. Last chance to be in on the raffle. It will be this afternoon.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Bang! JT is up next, and we bring in the closer. Hello, JT.
I'm the closer?
Oh. Not you. You're not the closer. I said we will. You're the setup guy.
Oh, I was going to say, okay, I don't know if I can handle being the closer. First of all, that ponytail on Beastbreaker, I'm gonna Mortal Kombat reference. Do you remember Goro from Mortal Kombat?
I don't, but I'll take your word for it.
Goro from Mortal Kombat. I'm telling you, look it up after the show. That's my comment there. Sorry, I got caught by the private chat. So I want to come on here and just admit that I think I was wrong when saying I don't think Aaron Rodgers is right coming back. I think we do need Aaron Rodgers coming back personally. I know I was on the. I could still be on board for like a Justin Fields or something like that, but I think Aaron Rodgers is the move, especially with these rookie coach and GM hires. I think we need, and what I would like with that is like a Nick Caley, because the Rams Sean McVay coaching tree. Matt LaFleur came from there, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Matt LaFleur came from he came from the Rams. Yep.
All right, and the offense was a little too much for Zach Wilson to get, but it won't be a little too much for an Aaron Rodgers to get. So I think Aaron Rodgers with the complex, more motion and things like that, I think will do us very well next year with all of our talent and stuff. Yeah, that's just my take. I just wanted to say that I was wrong in saying that Rodgers shouldn't come back. I think he should.
You're not necessarily wrong. I just think when you evaluate the options, I think a lot of people who are maybe anti-Rodgers realize that if he's willing to take a pay cut and you get Devontae back and you're going to hire a first-time coach with a defensive background, what's the best way to try and establish a culture? I think it's to try and win as many games as possible, and Aaron gives him the best chance, I still believe, to do that. That's why this is not me saying you got to bring Rodgers back because he's going to be great. I just think he's their best option, and he's already here, and I just feel like that's the best path to try and have a real season next year.
Right. I feel like if you want to take a stab at like a Justin Fields or something like that, you need a more experienced team back there with the coaching, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I have. And just actually one more thing. I noticed for the first time today that I'm actually on that Neil clip with him at the home opener.
You're in the clip of him thrusting the Drake May jersey?
Yeah, I'm the big back with the beard on the left.
Hold on, let's study the tape here. Stand by, folks. Let's break it down. We need full confirmation here from JT. This is big. Where'd it go? Hold on. Damn it, I can't find it now. Hold on. In the meantime, while I try and find it, I'm going to play this.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
All right, I found it. All right, here we go. Study the tape.
I think that guy.
I know, right? Are you wearing the Wilson jersey? That's you right there.
I'm wearing the Garrett Wilson jersey. That's me.
All right,
You
right
saw
on the
side
left.
profile.
Yep, side view on the left, black G5 jersey.
I think that guy.
I know, right? Wow. So, what do you remember about Neil thrusting the Drake May jersey?
Dude, I was so fucked up. I don't even remember that being Neil. I'm not gonna lie.
JT,
I don't even remember that was Neil. I met a lot of people there. I don't remember meeting Neil there, but man, that was a time.
JT, I don't even remember meeting you, so that's tremendous.
That's hilarious.
I
remember meeting you there for sure, and a bunch of others. I remember meeting Sco, Jay Graves, Big Fella. I remember meeting a bunch of people, but I don't remember meeting Neil.
I love
That's
it.
hilarious.
Well, JT, you're the man.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I burped.
Hell of a job by JT there. I'll never look at that video the same. All right. Once again, last chance to be in on the raffle. $20 super chat gets you in for 5 or a membership gifted. I'm saying this because I announced it on the fly. I'm doing the raffle this afternoon on Glenn Assange Day. Signed Wilson jersey. Signed Klecko jersey. I have it right here. Also, I added more prizes because of the volume of memberships we've added the last week. Aaron Glenn signed trading card. Breece Hall signed jersey patch card. CJ Mosley signed trading card. Joe Willie Namath, replica Super Bowl III ring. Those are the prizes. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. Shout out to everyone. Ryan's in the raffle for 5. Hey, Jake, put me in the raffle. What a great show and great community we have here. Let's get after it. Next season, go Jets. Also, Beastbreaker sucks. Damn. Ryan, appreciate the support. You will be in the raffle, my man. I will add it. My brother says, I thought the Glenn card's going to Mikey. I ordered more than one, Zach. Don't worry. What do you think? I'm an amateur? Mikey Midnight will be getting an Aaron Glenn card regardless. Very rational take from Peter Castro. All caps. Rodgers was a lot of help tongue kissing with Adams after every catch. Great for the team. Thank you, Peter. Tom A says that JT had the perfect angle of the hump. He really did. I mean, you can't get a better view of it.
I think that guy.
I know, right? JT looks very unbothered by the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey R. is in at the actual buzzer. I was about to end the show, and he's in the raffle for 10.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you
For 20, I mean. 20.
And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
At the buzzer, it's raining channel memberships. It's raining Gorman farts.
Excuse me.
Ooh, we have 20 names at the buzzer here. I'll keep going if you gift, but you better go quick. SB24, RM Removed, Rami God, Guilherme Gurel Martin, Edgar Calabarero, Hayden P8, a teddy bear, Yo Elvis, McNally, Stanley Santos, Horatio Hornblower, Blitz XCV, Mark Ramsey, Raheem Smith, Steven Rodina, someone. I think that can't be 20. RJ. YouTube, stop freezing. Stop freezing. I think that's everyone. I think. Romani Guard. I don't know if I said him. Either way, those are the memberships. And I want to give a huge shout out to Jeffrey R. for our 20 spot at the buzzer. Jeffrey, you're the man. Peter Castro with something that's not English. Dadsel. Peter, what does this mean? Does anyone know what he means by this? Is this a joke over my head? I don't know. What? I got you down for 5, Peter, but I don't know what you're talking about here. I'm going to just simply play this because Peter is in the raffle.
We got to get rid of Yul Brick and then go after Gabriel first. Then I want Queensberry. Got to look at the monkey guy. I like Floney. And maybe Slow Dick in Houston is the answer.
Well, there you have it. Apparently, this is supposed to mean raffle. Peter, I've seen some bad, grammatical mistakes. I have no idea how you got. I don't know idea how this was supposed to be raffle. God bless. 25 in at the buzzer. 5 memberships. Let's go.
Thinking is overrated.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Hit the like button if you haven't. Last 5 memberships potentially here. These are from 25, who I think hit on a parlay, and that's why he's rich. Sean, TP Jet. Sneakers to Boots, Carl Duncan, and Mark Ferrero. Great group of Asmaniacs there just getting memberships. If you haven't gotten a membership this show, you're not subscribed to the channel. It's the only explanation. JT is gifted a membership. He saw Neil Thrust, and now he is gifting a membership. Let's go. Listener. I don't know who got it. Scott Wilkes got it from JT. There we go. All right. One last call, unless anyone else gives a membership to be in the raffle. We're bringing in the closer. Yesterday, we all were on his side. Jets fan for Chiefs fan.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill. Yo, what up?
Chiefs fan, how we feeling? You're back in the bowl.
We're back in the bowl in Philadelphia, right here.
Look at that haircut too, by the way. You look good.
Yeah, my friend used to be a hairstylist, and now she works with people at mental hospitals. She gave me a buzz cut fade 3 for the 3-peat.
I see.
Fade 3 for the 3-peat. I'm hoping that we 3-peat. I'm happy we beat the Bills, but man, if we 3-peat, I think I'm probably gonna go MIA for maybe 12 hours.
I
That's
thought
my
you had a
party
gash on your head, by the way. I saw you on the Nick Shine program last night.
It's a small cut that I thought was bad.
I don't think anyone can see it. I don't think it's small at all. I think it's microscopic.
Yeah, but like I overreact when I see my own blood, so I don't like seeing my own blood because I used to be a fighter and I don't want to remember those days.
Would you say that nobody makes you bleed your own blood?
Not in years. The only other time is if I had to get like dental work done.
I see.
That's why I don't like. That's why I don't like fighting around here. But I'm ready. There was multiple people on your server last night rooting for the Bills. Jesse being one of them.
Yeah, well, Jesse didn't even know Tyrod Taylor was on the Jets, so he's a little out there. All right, yeah, I don't think Jesse represents how Jet fans were feeling. We were all behind you.
Yeah, I'm like, how can you root for your rivals? I'm like, that's like Seahawks fans and Niners fans rooting for each other in different Super Bowls.
I got to be honest too. Like, I don't love your team, but I don't like the Eagles either. So, like, I honestly rooting for the Chiefs. Like if they win, I'm not like that mad that Philly didn't win. And plus, like every Super Bowl Mahomes gets, if he can knock Brady off the ledger being the GOAT, fine.
I want him. If Pat can get 8 Super Bowls, 5 with us, maybe 6. And he gets 2 with the other team, is fine. I just want a 3-peat. I've been telling people, if we get this 3-peat, we can win a Super Bowl for the next 3 years. And
let me ask you something, Chiefs fan. Would you agree with the statement? If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, the steak was good, Beast. I had my friend grill that one for me on Saturday because I was like, when you're getting ready for the game, your inner carnivore instincts. I ate like 2 pounds of wings, steak, McDonald's, Chinese food, and another pound of chicken in the amount of 3 days. So I'm going to eat vegetarian for the next 3 days, other than a little bit of turkey here and there.
You're going to eat vegetarian?
Yeah, because I ate like a week's worth of meat within a 3-day span.
You're a meat guy?
Yes. Gary's kind of rad on the carnivore diet. I do feel a little bit lighter, but I'm not aggressive. And
what about human meat?
Nah, I'm good on human meat. The reason why I'm also not aggressive is I got music to listen to. I got my tea. I got the playlist on YouTube. I'm not going full carnivore diet because if you go full carnivore diet, I don't want to end up like Gary, like with the bad takes. No offense, man.
His takes are terrible.
Like the Joe, you could play the clip. Joe Douglas should have been fired 2 days before he was hired. If you want to play the clip, play the clip.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm very happy. I got my hair cut, got all that stuff done. Out of that $48, I did use $23 of that money because they had lunch meat on sale. So I bought $20 for lunch meat and $8 worth of lettuce and tomato.
So what you're telling me is myself and the Asmaniacs provided you with food for the weekend for your viewing experience and a haircut. What an honor.
Oh, no, not the haircut. They provided my lunch meat. Since my doctor's like, no more red meat, only chicken and turkey. And I'm like, I have 2 steaks left. She's like, well, she literally said, well, tough titty, no steaks. Because my blood pressure's been high and my cholesterol levels are high. They did blood work while I was at the doctor. That's how good they are. But they basically said, cut red meats. I'm like, so no steak. So that means the steaks that I have, I'm just going to give them to my neighbor's kids so those 2 kids can have steak for the Super Bowl.
I agree.
It's either that or I give my female friend and her husband the steak so they have something because they're going through a rough time right now.
What's wrong?
They are trying to stay afloat, but the hours of every manual retail job is getting less and less and less. But luckily, I got them in contact with the charity thing that I got them in contact with a Chicago charity that helps people pay bills.
Now, so real quick, Beastbreaker has a series of questions for you on the steak. So I feel like the best way to do this is just to bring him in.
Beastbreaker 666 $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no
Yo, Beast. I'll say so. Okay, I cook my steak medium rare. When I get it to the medium point, I throw in some mushrooms. But ever since I was a kid, I've been putting my pork and my steak with Italian. I do the Italian dressing as the marinade with some jalapeno juice. Yeah. I buy the jalapenos just for the juice and give the jalapenos to my friends since I need to stay away from those.
Do you take the seeds out?
What?
Do you take the seeds out?
Oh, the juice, I strain it.
No. The seeds and jalapenos.
Oh, my friend eats them all the time. I don't.
Jesus! That's enough to give you colon cancer because if you get when you get older, if you ruin your colon, you'll wind up in the hospital. I've seen that.
Yeah,
several different times.
Well, here's the thing. He's bigger. He's really bigger than what he used to be. He doesn't care anymore. He's putting all this weight, and then after Notre Dame lost, I seen him bring. After Notre Dame lost, he texted me, "I smoked a carton of cigarettes in 3 days." I'm like, "Come on, man, that's not healthy."
That's not a good way to go. You smoking cigarettes that cause cancer and also leave a lot of yellow.
Yeah, I basically told him. I basically told him you might as well be smoking weed over cigarettes because at least
there you go.
weed has
Now that's a good point. Chief Ed, you just basically had a good point case in logic.
Yeah.
See, it's all about up here. This is what we have to try to teach the young generation. Today. We need to show the ropes.
Well, here's the thing. I hope none of these kids are doing what I did. I was smoking weed by age 15 and drinking by age 16.
Hey, Chiefs fan, I had to break some news to Beast. Beast, you had a good run today. Jeffrey R. is sending you to the hole. We will see you later.
Tell him suck this. He's an ass.
Now look what you've done. Beast Breaker 666. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Are you seriously on crack? I think
give him another 24 hours to think about it.
How about you bending over and taking up the booty hole behind the 7-Eleven?
Look, Beast had a good run. He really did.
He did have a good run. He was doing good there. He's getting better, but I guess people just don't want him around.
10 raffle entries for Jeffrey at the buzzer here. Bobby Beasley, Pat Morgan, Jorge Galvez, Karen Larson, Chris Peterson, Nick Cabs, Izzy Blanco, Wishby, AZ Jets, and Les Comar all receiving channel memberships. At the buzzer here, super chat from Nick Shine. He writes in, Chiefs fans' forehead miraculously healed overnight. It really did.
It was a small cut. I overreacted because I don't like seeing my own blood.
That's right. Nobody makes you bleed your own blood.
Yeah. Like even when I nick myself, I'm like, I don't like seeing this because it reminds me of that one fight I had in high school where cut here, broken rib here. And I was still fighting, but I was seeing my own blood. Then again, that's Chicago for you.
I see. Some Jets news at the buzzer here. We will have a new special teams coordinator. Brant Boyer has been named the Niners special teams coordinator. So Saleh and Boyer leave the Jets and go west. The name Chris Banjo is the guy that is likely going to replace Boyer, according to Rich Samini.
All I know is I just hope everything works for you guys. Like this community's been so loving and accepting and covered everything. I really appreciate y'all. I told Jake, I told you I wasn't going to fry the wings, but after the Commanders cost me $30, I just double fried the wings.
I see. Well, Chiefs fan, you have a hell of a lunch, all right? I gotta wrap.
I am. I bought some canned vegetables and got some fresh celery and bought some soup stock a week ago, and then I got the celery today, and I got all the canned vegetables. So I'm making homemade vegetable soup, but not with only fresh vegetable, bean, celery.
Excellent. I'm happy to hear that. So we'll talk to you soon. All right.
See ya.
It's Chiefs fan.
Guess what? I'm still looking for a job, bitches.
It's Chiefs fan.
I'm just going to rub my hands together all day.
It's Chiefs fan.
There's a whole lot of DNA on this couch.
Let's hear it for Chiefs fan.
Look, it's my dead neighbor that I didn't kill.
We're back in less than an hour. We're live for the Aaron Glenn, Darren Muji press conference. We've never done this before in the history of the channel where I'm live during the press conference and then we'll immediately react in the same video stream. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be wild. And we're doing the Asmaniac raffle during that stream. You want a Garrett Wilson signed jersey, Klecko signed jersey, and all the other prizes? You got a chance starting at 1 o'clock today. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for your incredible support. This show is on its way to having the highest grossing, highest viewed month of January ever. And this team continues to be terrible, but the fan base remains the best in sports. Maybe we'll finally be rewarded for our loyalty. Again, thank you all. I'll see you guys in about 50 minutes. Go Jets, baby. Let's hope this press conference will fire us up like I believe it will. I'll talk to you guys then. Farewell, everybody.
Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor.